In the shadowy depths of ancient Egypt, where the Nile's waters whispered secrets of gods and men, there existed a force more powerful than any pharaoh, more eternal than the pyramids themselves. This force was not a warrior, nor a king, but a goddess Maat, the living embodiment of truth, justice, order, and balance. Maat was not just a deity, she was the very fabric of existence, woven into the stars, the earth, and the hearts of every living soul. Her symbol, a single, delicate feather, seemed fragile, yet it held the weight of the universe. This feather was the measure of all things, light as a whisper, yet heavy with the burden of truth. In life, the Egyptians lived in fear and reverence of Maat, for to stray from her path was to court chaos. Even the mighty pharaohs, seen as gods on earth, were but servants to Maat, bound to uphold her laws or face the unraveling of their kingdoms. The ritual of offering a statue of Maat to the gods was more than a mere ceremony, it was a desperate plea to maintain the fragile order of the world. The gods, too, bowed to her, receiving these offerings with the silent understanding that Maat's rule was absolute. But it was in death that Maat's true power revealed itself. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the deceased crossed into the realm of the dead, their souls trembled with anticipation and dread. For they knew that they would soon stand before Osiris, the lord of the underworld, in the Hall of Maaty, the Hall of Two Truths. In this dark and foreboding place, Anubis, the jackal-headed god of the dead, awaited them. His gaze was cold, unyielding, as he prepared the scales of judgment. On one side he placed the heart of the deceased, still warm with the memories of a lifetime. On the other he gently laid the feather of Maat. The scales hung in a perfect balance, poised between salvation and doom. The silence in the hall was deafening as the heart began to weigh against the feather. Every secret, every lie, every betrayal of Maat's principles threatened to tip the balance. The deceased could only watch in helpless terror as their fate hung by a thread. Would the heart remain light, pure as the feather, granting the soul passage into the fields of reeds where eternal peace awaited? Or would it falter heavy with sin and plunge into darkness where Amut, the devourer of the dead, waited with bated breath? This monstrous creature, part lion, part hippopotamus, and part crocodile, prowled the shadows, eager for a heart weighed down by guilt and regret. The scales tipped ever so slightly, the tension unbearable, as all eyes, gods and monsters alike, fixed on the outcome. The moment stretched into eternity, each second a lifetime, until finally, the scales settled. If the feather held true, a sigh of relief would echo through the hall, and the soul would be led to eternal bliss. But if the heart proved too heavy, Amut would strike, her jaws closing with finality, and the soul would be lost forever, consumed by the very chaos Maat had fought to keep at bay. And so Maat, the silent guardian of truth, stood watch over both the living and the dead, her feather a beacon of hope and a harbinger of doom. In life, she was the law; in death, she was the final judge. And in the end, every soul, no matter how great or small, would face Maat's feather, in a moment of truth from which there was no escape.